Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super not funny show reviews. And today we're going to be reviewing the premiere episode of season 3 of Mystery Science Theater 3000, the new series. Coming to you not from Netflix or a network, but from the Gizmoplex, the brand new streaming service for Mystery Science Theater. And the first episode was Santo and the Treasure of Dracula. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? You guys probably don't know, but I am an old school Mystery Science Theater fan from way back in the day. And I was really excited about the revival of Mystery Science Theater on Netflix. And it was cool. It was pretty fun stuff. I really enjoyed the outings that they had on Netflix, and unfortunately they only ever had 2 seasons, and I was like, well, I guess that was fun. Maybe we'll just have to be happy with what we had. But then a Kickstarter happened last year to make more Mystery Science Theater, and I was one of the many backers of that particular effort, and thanks to all of the backers, they managed to fund 13 episodes, plus the Gizmoplex and all sorts of other fun stuff like that. And so these are the first fruits of all of that effort. And they picking all sorts of cheesy movies and just basically making a lot of jokes over it. And they have, host segments, all that fun stuff. Kicking it old school, if you will. With a new school twist. And so, what did I think about it? You know what? I had a hell of a good time with this episode. It was a nice, I like to call it a nice little mix of the old and new. It was because of, thanks to COVID, the production values are somewhat down. And also because, they don't have Netflix or whatever bankrolling part of it. But in a way that actually is more endearing than it was when it was a lot more, shiny and new and nice looking. There was a lot of, obviously, low budget, sorts of flair to it. Where the CG or the green screening happens, and there's a good bit of green screening, again, thanks to the pandemic. Some limitations to filming that really make it a little more necessary to have, less in-person interaction or fewer people or whatnot. But all that being said, it works beautifully, I think. It makes me really think back to the old times when everything was clearly, just kind of hot glued together or whatever. I really like Jonah Heston, the character Jonah Heston being the guy. He's really kind of grown into his character as kind of the leading leading human riff guy. And I've enjoyed, especially there's a particularly funny bit where he's sort of playing a mean Gene Okerlund, a kind of a wrestling commentator between Tom and Crow in their little professional wrestling garb, and they're having a nice off where they're both complimenting each other, but like aggressively complimenting. It's really, really funny. There's another bit where he's just talks about his yearbook and how cool he was, and it's the joke is that he just stole the yearbook, and he really, and stuff like that. Within the theater, jokes on jokes on jokes, and they picked a great movie to riff on. It's the Santo series of movies, and it's it's a vampire movie essentially, but with a professional wrestler that's also apparently some kind of super genius. And there's all sorts of weird, late 60s, early 70s sci-fi tropes and stuff like that. And surprisingly, it's quite nicely filmed. It's I guess the Mexican film scene back then was really on point. Very nicely filmed, but also quite cheesy in many ways. With all the professional wrestling and also the silly science. And there's obviously there's some exploitation stuff going on in there. It's all quite fun. the riffs come, fast and sharp. I had quite a few belly laughs. They were all very, very funny. I don't think there were really any riffs that really fell short. And I think they kept the amount of jokes on a good clip and kept me engaged. And overall, just it was a fun time. And what's even more fun is that this all started on a live stream with lots of technical difficulties. So even the technical difficulties were handled with with lots of humor and lots of fun. And they afterwards have talking about it, they all took it in great stride. So just overall, I had a great time. It just really brought me back to the old days when I used to watch the show on cable, and now I'm watching it on a stream of its own. And I can't wait for the next one, which unfortunately got to wait a couple weeks on. So overall, I'd say if you have the opportunity to watch this show, get on it. But I think if you're not a backer, you probably don't get to watch it for a few weeks, maybe a couple months. So when it does come out, get on that because you will not be disappointed. So anyway, that's my review of the first episode, the premiere episode of season 3, Mystery Science Theater 3000. And so what do you guys think about it? And what do you guys think about what I had to say? Why don't you get down to the comment section, let me know what you're thinking. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And we can talk about Mystery Science Theater and all that goodness. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining me. Come back next time when we talk about the second episode of Mystery Science Theater. It should be a good time. Until then, I've been Mo De Poupée, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.